This is Chicago's very own WGN Midday News.
Coming up next, how to stop sabotaging your career and your personal life.
In today's Focus on Family, your self-sabotage survival guide. How to go from why me to why not. It's a new book that aims to help you get out of a rut. Communications strategist and author Karen Berg joins us now. Thank you so much for being here. And as soon as I met you, I said, thank you for writing this, because I think so many people need it. Why is it that some people, when something happens, blame everyone else around them, whereas others use it as an impetus to go on and do something better, to say, see, you were wrong?
Exactly. Well, sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know, and they avoid, deny, run away from it, because what if I took a mirror and really put it up to my face? What am I going to find? But what I have done with this book is do baby steps. You have to start somewhere. I actually tell them to start taking like a deep breath. You can't really start to reinvent yourself if you're full of anxiety, because an anxious person is a self-sabotaging person. Oh, they're blame heredity. I was born to the wrong parents. I was born in the wrong generation. One person said I was born in the wrong century. Oh, gee, how's that working for you?
Yeah, so, you can't go back. You can't change it. So.
You can't keep blaming everybody else. And so I have in the book, early in the book, is a reality check. And that is a list of questions, and if you answer them honestly, then I'll tell you if you are possibly sabotaging yourself. And then how do you get out of that? And how you get out of that is, I firmly believe in having what I call a spark buddy. That's somebody who actually helps spark your imagination and spark your motivation. It's really the person holding the map while you're driving down the road on your journey. And there's a template on how the spark buddy should ask you questions, how you should be behaving, but it's little baby steps, because otherwise people will go to bed and put the covers over their head and not go down that road. And you know what? We're all going to die.
Well, I think the first thing that you mentioned is sort of identifying the problem, because a lot of people, for example, will even say, okay, I've been discriminated against, whether it's age, whether it's race, whether it's sex, whether it's their size.
Exactly.
And so then they throw their hands up and say, I can't change who I am, and therefore I cannot move on.
Exactly.
And that's not the truth.
No, absolutely not. I mean, if you are 50 years old and you've always wanted to be a prima ballerina, well, no.
Right.
But
be realistic in your goals.
But you could, absolutely, you could become a competitive ballroom dancer if that's in your genes and that's in your heart and your passion. There's always something. But of course, you can't become a top-notch surgeon if you're, in your 70s. But somewhere along the line, you can find the areas that you can get your fresh wonder. You need to stimulate your passion.
And one of the things you talk about are the toxins in your life. And people typically think of those as being something toxic, but it can also be someone toxic.
It could be a whole lot of people. It could be parents, it could be your employer, it could be your spouse, it could be your siblings. And I'm not suggesting that you divorce all these people. I'm suggesting that you take away their power. Particularly, so many of us are caregivers to a spouse or an elderly parent, and we desperately need a day off. And they're afraid to take that day off because they're afraid they're going to give up, the responsibility, or the people. And these are good people generally, but they're manipulating you, or they're doing something that drives you to have to stay with them. And I say you must take a day off every week, because otherwise you're going to be in the same situation of the person that you're taking care of.
Right, and you say you have to take care of yourself to even begin this process, and you also talk about journaling to help out as well. It's so well written, so well put together, because you allow people to identify a problem, but then also give them some meaningful steps for the future.
Yeah, so little tiny steps. And then the other thing is, I interviewed 50 people. Half of them have these great reinvention stories that are inspiring in of themselves, and then people who are leaders in their own field offering advice. So you have your own little faculty of consultants in this book.
That's right. Some great examples. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and thanks for writing the book. If you want more information, you can go to comcorestrategies.com, and we will have a link as well on our webpage, WGN-TV.com/midday.